Yes, this is a decluttering video, but it's not the usual decluttering video. The reason for the decluttering is different than maybe the usual one. And I love actually decluttering. I probably tackle my wardrobe about once per year already. So it's not going to be such a huge transformation from a really worst case scenario to the best case scenario. But it's more about the reason why I'm doing this. And I'm gonna share that with you throughout this video, and I hope it inspires you to maybe change some things in your place or in your mindset. So let's first of all have a look at what we're actually decluttering. So I'm gonna show you first my wardrobe, which is in the bedroom just behind me. So come on. Here we are in the bedroom. And we are gonna look now at the two wardrobes that I'm gonna tackle today to declutter. So let me swing around. So the first one that we're probably gonna empty is this one, which has all of my dresses. As you can see, it's quite full with dresses. There are some nicer jackets to put over dresses. And then over here, we have underwear, bras, sport bras, socks, stockings, all of that kind of stuff is stored in there, and we're gonna tackle that one as well. And then there are some things up there, no idea what they are. So this is the first one, and then the next one is a little bit bigger and has here all of the hung clothes. So these are jumpers, jackets, blouses, especially here on the white one, some jumpers as well, sports jumpers, and they are, as you can see, already color coded. The light ones are up there, and then dark, so blue, black, gray kind of is more down here. We have as well a few other things up there which I'm going to look at, and then we have sports stuff over here. These are mostly trousers, these are more tops. Then we have t-shirts here, we have some cardigans or some winter wear, and then we have trousers down here. So these are the wardrobes that I am going to tackle together with you. So how about we get started? Yes, let's do this. Never even opened socks. Let's see. That was already the first wardrobe because the bag was already pretty full. And for me to actually work on this, I will sort this one out now first. And then I will do the second bit, which is even bigger than that. So let's sort this out. So I finished the first part. There is lots that get thrown out. Okay, maybe it doesn't look a lot, but for me that's a lot. That's maybe about half, minimum a third, maybe half of what was actually in there. So I know that I have to get a few new things, otherwise I don't have anything anymore to wear underneath. So let's get to the dresses next. So we have all of these dresses, tons of dresses, which just don't fit me anymore, or a long time not. These two jackets, as if I ever wear them. So yeah, this is how the first one looks afterwards. Or tidied up. It's day 2 today. I decided to take a break yesterday after doing the first half of the wardrobe. And yeah, we're gonna keep going today, but let us first go out into this glorious day. So let's find a space where we can sit down. Wow, can you see the air coming out of me? It is gorgeous outside, but for some reason it still has been freezing as well last night. So it's a typical April weather here in Germany. Okay, so we wanted to talk about now the reason why I'm doing that. I know you're waiting for that one, so let's go ahead and let me share with you why I'm doing this decluttering really. So the real reason why I'm decluttering the way I'm decluttering at the moment my wardrobe is not just for the purpose of decluttering, but for decluttering my body image. For most of my adult life, I have struggled with my body and how I see my body. I've reflected on this probably 1 to 2 years ago, that I actually never really liked my body until now. If I look back at pictures, I had gorgeous figures at certain points in my life. And even back then, I remember that I was not happy with my body. And some of you might even relate to that. So I've made already a huge progress over the last 12 months. I've started really exactly 12 months ago to work on my thoughts and my feelings around my body, mainly my self-talk of how I talk about my body inside of my head and even when I say something. So it has improved already hugely of how I think now about my body and how I feel about it as well, of how it looks, how it behaves. So I've made already great progress. So what happened to me last week was that I got dressed as usual in the morning, and I picked out a trouser from my wardrobe and saw some of the other trousers underneath. And I thought, hey, let's try on this one trouser. I bought this years ago and it actually never fit. That is something that I want to stop doing as well, of buying clothes that I like, but that don't even really fit, with the mindset of, oh, one day I will fit into them. One of the things I'm gonna declutter as well now with that whole project. So anyway, I picked up the trouser, put it on, and surprise, surprise, it didn't really fit very well. I could close it, but it made me not look very good around my waist. And of course what happened is that it did not make me feel very good about myself when I looked in the mirror. So that's kind of what happened in the morning to set this all up. So obviously I took off the trouser again, put it in the wardrobe as usual, and went ahead with my day. And then a couple of hours later, I went out with the dog and I took the opportunity to do a walking meditation, which I do now a couple of times per week when I'm out with the dog on a walk, do a walking meditation at the same time. The cool thing is that I do get a lot of messages, ideas, insights during my walking meditations. I do get them as well in normal meditations, but so much more in walking meditations. That's why I do them now more, because I want to get these messages. I want to get these ideas and insights, especially if they're really pure from my higher self. So that's kind of what happened in that walking meditation, is that I got the message, and the message was, my body deserves better. It deserves better than being squeezed into clothes that either never fitted before, that maybe fitted 10 or 15 years ago. It deserves better than opening the wardrobe and seeing half of the clothes not being wearable because they don't fit at the moment. It just deserves better to be treated better and to be treated with kind of more respect in a very loving way. So I got that message and oh my God, did it make me feel a lot of positive feelings, but still I was kind of flooded with all of these emotions when I got that message, and I was like, wow, yes, my body does deserve better. And a couple of minutes later, I was like, okay, so what does that mean, right? So I got the message. You get these amazing messages that are so wonderful and so perfectly in that moment. And then, of course, you go, okay, great. So what does that mean? What does it mean for me in my life? What came pretty quickly afterwards, which is then probably not really a message anymore from the higher self, but more than a little bit of a insight, more than from my analytical mind, is to say, okay, so that means I'm going to get rid of everything in my wardrobe that currently doesn't fit, especially dresses that I sorted out yesterday. That one of the dresses, it fitted me 20 years ago. I will never fit into that dress again. And to be honest, I don't even want to. And yes, I love that dress. I loved it back then, but I will never wear it again. And there are so many of these kind of dresses, they have kind of a memory attached to it, right? So I love to wear them. I still love to look at them, but will I probably ever wear them or fit into them? It doesn't really even matter, but they shouldn't be in my wardrobe because they don't fit at the moment. So that was my first action, to say, okay, I'm going to take everything out of my wardrobe that currently does not fit me or does not make me feel as good as I want to feel about my body. And as good as I want my body to feel about kind of itself. Coming back to my body deserves better. My body deserves so much more than having to wear clothes that make me feel lesser than beautiful and amazing, and like I'm so grateful for my body of what it makes me experience in this life. So that was the first action. And then there are a few other things that came up afterward. After you get a message like that, what typically happens afterwards? So I'm gonna tell you more about that in a couple of minutes. But first of all, let's go back to my wardrobe and let's do the second half of the wardrobe, which is of course a little bit bigger. So let's see how much we will give away from all of my clothes. Let's get going and empty that wardrobe. As you can see, all of the clothes are out of that second part of the wardrobe, and I will tackle that in a minute. But first of all, I wanted to share with you kind of what happened after the meditation, after I got this huge insight about what to do to declutter and improve my body image. And that is something that can happen to everybody. If you're tuned in to more your intuition or receiving messages from the higher self, you can call it the universe, you can call it your intuition, you can call it the divine, God, whatever you want to call it. I personally call it most of the times my higher self. But what can happen is that then your monkey mind, your chatting mind, your analytical mind, your ego comes in and tries to kind of diminish the message or kind of get you to backtrack a little bit from that message, if that makes sense. So what happened to me was that After I had the meditation and I came back home, I guess a few hours later, it kind of started with, hang on a minute, do you really want to throw out all of these clothes that you bought over probably about 2 decades and spent a lot of money on, and you want to give them all away to other people? That was one of the thoughts. That was probably the first thing that came. It was about, hey, let's think about this, Linda. How about we just do a little bit, like really old clothes that we probably really never fit into again. Let's do those first, and maybe let's leave all of the others where we might fit in at some point again. We could use them again at some point, so let's not give them away. We really like them. We have memories with some of them, and we love them. We love the look of them, and we bought them for a reason. We spent our money on it for a reason. So these were kind of my first thoughts. And now that I'm a little bit more aware of what happens here, well, much more aware, and I know what is happening there, I can see it, right? So I saw it, I knew what was happening, and therefore I'm like, oh, there you go. My cute ego, my analytical mind that wants to reason with me and keep me safe and not do something stupid. All of that started to reel its head. And to be honest, it kept going over the last week since this all happened. And I just kept observing. I just kept kind of seeing it being there and observing the thoughts that were coming. Some of the other thoughts were, what if we don't find any other new clothes? So what if we never find any clothes that will ever fit us? It's like, what kind of thought is that? But this is literally a thought that came to my mind. Yes, it's crazy, I know. Another thought was, well, all of this money that we have to spend now on getting new clothes is another thought, right? And so many like that, variations of that came up until kind of today, and probably still want to come out if I would give it a choice. And I just said, okay, fine. I know that this is my mind that wants to keep me safe. It wants to be careful. It wants to not go into an unknown. It doesn't like to go into a space where, oh my God, will we ever find clothes again? So that's what the mind is doing. It wants to keep us safe. It wants to keep us cared for, and it doesn't like to go out of the comfort zone. And of course, doing something like that big, is stepping out of the comfort zone, right? It's not just about throwing out a huge part of your clothes in certain areas. For me, it will be trousers and my underwear. I know that already, that I'm not having much left after that. But it's as well about the memories that are attached to a lot of the clothes. Memories from a time where, for example, I was thinner, or I look back at the pictures and I'm like, oh, how amazing would it be to look like that again. But this is in the past, and it was a completely different body, and it was 10 or 20 years ago, more like 20 years ago. So it's not gonna happen again. And how kind of disrespectful it is to my body now, that is carrying me around and that is doing all of these amazing things together with me, partner with me. And I am happy with how my body is dealing with everything and being so healthy as well. So why should I not give it more respect? It deserves better, right? So yeah, that's kind of what happened. And the other part that I want to share with you as well is that I realized that this decluttering exercise is not just about listening to this one message that I got through the meditation. It's not just going to be giving my body the respect that it deserves, or a better treatment, or for me to create a better mindset about myself. It's not just that. I know, especially if you are listening to these messages or to these insights or aha moments from your higher self, and you take action based on that, that it will have a ripple effect on so many other areas in your life. And for me, I know that it will have, well, look at it. It will have a huge impact probably on my confidence about myself, my self-esteem. If I constantly just have clothes in my wardrobe that fit me and I'm not gonna buy any more clothes that are, oh, well, that's a little bit too big, but it will do because I just need to have something like that for the next season. So, well, who cares that it doesn't really perfectly fit? Or buying clothes that, oh, I really love this, but it's quite snug, but I will probably lose weight again over the next few weeks or month. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to declutter that kind of mindset together with all of this here behind me, and I'm going to stop doing that. So that will, of course, make me feel as well more confident in who I am now in this moment, and not who I wish to be in 2-3 months' time when I've lost 1 or 2 kilos or pounds. So it will have a ripple effect on that. And then the other thing as well is just feeling more abundant in my life. Decluttering is always amazing. Making space for something new to come into your life makes you attract something new. And if you do this in one area of your life, it quite often has huge impacts as well on other areas of your life where you want to feel more abundant. So yeah, I'm so excited to see what happens after I finish today or tomorrow. I still have to do my jackets and my shoes. I might do that tomorrow. Yeah, and I will obviously let you know in a future vlog or a podcast episode where I share maybe a bit more as well about the experience and what happened afterwards. So, but how about we actually get to this stuff now, sort it out, and I will check in with you one more time before we finish that vlog. Of course, I will share with you the after sections, after pictures of that second wardrobe before we finish that vlog. But thank you so much for listening, and I hope as well I inspired you in whatever way I inspired you. And let me know in the comments what you thought about this video. Let me know if you want to know more about certain areas of what I talked about today. I would be happy to talk more about all of this stuff as I love it. Okay, so let's get back to it, shall we? Okay, well, that was probably the most difficult so far. Maybe it will stay the most difficult. Yeah, that was tricky to decide on giving things away. And if I were thinking about it, then I made a very quick decision before my monkey mind had a chance to convince me to put it back in. Like, yeah, put it back, put it out, put it out. So yeah, let's do the next part. As you can see, 3 trousers are left, plus the one I'm wearing at the moment. That's it. Yeah, all of them are gonna go. That's the rule that I set myself for my body. Okay, we are done with the wardrobe. So we have over here stuff that needs to go in the bin because this is underwear. These are t-shirts that have marks on them and stains, and nobody should wear that anymore, so that all goes. Then we have here, this is all stuff from today, from the second wardrobe. These are tons of trousers, lots of tops, older things, more memory things that I will still give away. And like I said before, there were a lot of tops that had a lot of memory. I've worn them for ages and I kind of loved them, but some of them were through, some of them were just not okay anymore. And then these are the dresses that we did yesterday. So let's have a look where we are. So let me just see, let's close this one, make a little bit more light in here. So here we are. At the top is nearly nothing anymore. There's one quiet Christmas jumper. We still have quite a bit up here, which is fine. These are more newer things as well. And then we have hardly anything down here anymore. Sorry, it's very dark. Probably because the sun is out today. And then here in this section, my sports trousers, sports tops, t-shirts. I probably put half away. The jumpers. And then, like I said, 3 long trousers and 3 short trousers are left. And that's it. That's the after. And now I'm going to tidy this all up. You won't believe it, I found more clothes. When I tried to find the bag where I had already dresses stacked for my godchild, I saw that there are other clothes in there, older trousers even, and older tops. So I will sort these out as well, and then I found as well another bag of ski clothes, which I sorted out and gave some of the stuff away. So let me tackle that one and give even more stuff away. Yay! actually going to use these big storage bags. One, as I said, for my dresses, which I'm going to keep for my godchild, but then one as well for all the clothes that I'm going to give away. I always find it really difficult to find good bags that are stable before I give them away, because I want the clothes to be fine when they arrive where they arrive. So we'll use one of these storage bags and just give it away with the clothes, so they will stay well. Okay, so 2 bags, 2 full bags that will go away to charity. That's it. I think I got everything done other than the jackets and the shoes, which I will tackle another day this week. Again, one more time, thank you for watching. And with that, I love you and leave you, and talk soon. Bye bye.